They said love is beautiful, but for Amma and Kojo, love was a knife with two edges. One moment it healed, the next it cut so deep the scars never faded. In a small Ghanaian town where names carry weight and poverty carries shame, a rich man's son fell for a barefoot girl, and the whole village rose to break them apart. Sit back and find out as we delve into the story.
Amma Frema walked through the red-soaked footpaths of Adamasa each morning with a tray of oranges balanced perfectly on her head. Her slippers were worn, her wrapper faded, but her face held a kind of soft stubbornness, the kind only hardship can teach. And when she smiled, her whole world lit up. People didn't stare because she was stunning. They stared because she was real in a world full of pretense. That afternoon, as she stood by the roadside brushing dust off her skirt, a black Toyota pulled up beside her. Dust rose like a curtain. The tinted window rolled down, and Amma Frema found herself staring into the face of Kojo Asore, the landlord's son, neat, handsome, and freshly home from university in Accra. "How much for all the oranges?" he asked. Her heart skipped. All." He nodded, smiling like he had been waiting to meet her all his life. When his car rolled away, her heartbeat refused to settle. She didn't know his world. He didn't know her pain. But life had already woven their destinies long before they knew each other's names. Kojo Asore had everything: wealth, education, class. But nothing in his world felt real anymore. After years in Accra, he was tired of artificial smiles and false compliments. He needed someone whose soul wasn't covered in polish. Then came Amma Frema, dusty feet, tired eyes, but a spirit bright enough to warm a dead night. She didn't pretend. She didn't chase. She didn't know how to be anything other than herself. He found peace in that. He kept passing the road where he first met her, pretending he was heading somewhere important. When he saw her again struggling with her tray, he couldn't stop himself. "You again," she teased shyly. "Maybe you're the one following me," he replied. Their conversations became small sparks that lit bigger fires. Meetings under the mango tree. Smiles that lasted too long. Silences that felt like confessions. But in Adamasa, nothing hides. Whispers began. Eyes sharpened. And Kojo's mother began to coil with quiet anger. Nothing travels faster in a Ghanaian village than gossip. The market women were the first to cry out. Kojo has fallen for Amma Frema. A whole landlord's son. This world is spoiling Amma Frema pretended not to hear, but words are sharper than blades. They followed her everywhere, through the plantain stalls, past the grinding mill, into her own sleep. But the one place she felt safe was the river. There, Kojo waited, sitting on a rock, smiling at her like she mattered. "Amma Frema," he said one evening, brushing her arm softly, "they don't know you." "They don't want to know me," she replied. "I want to." She looked away. "You say that now. I'll say it tomorrow too." But love is fragile in a world where pride is strong. As their bond grew, the floating whispers reached the wrong ears, Madame Asore's. And her anger stirred the way storms gather before swallowing a village. Madame Asore was a woman of reputation, wealth, and authority. Her words could raise or crumble families. When she summoned her son, Kojo felt it in his bones. "I hear foolishness," she said. "Tell me it's a lie." "If you mean Amma Frema," he said carefully, "she's a good person." "She is poor," his mother corrected sharply. "And poverty brings problems." Kojo swallowed his frustration. "She works hard. She's kind." "She's not your level," Madame Asore declared. "If you disgrace this family, you will regret it." Amma Frema noticed Kojo's sudden silence, his hesitations, the way his smile became heavier. She didn't know the words spoken inside the Asore mansion, but her heart felt their weight. People say poverty builds strength, but it also builds fear. And Amma feared losing what she didn't even ask for. One morning, Kojo arrived with a showbox wrapped in a ribbon. "For you," he said softly. Amma Frema opened it and gasped. Inside lay a pair of golden sandals, beautiful, expensive, and spotless. "No one has ever given me something like this," she whispered. "You deserve more than this," he said. But when she wore them to the market, the mockery began instantly. Ama Frema has become a rich man's charity project. Her poverty is now wearing gold. Laughter echoed like broken glass. She walked home barefoot, clutching the sandals as tears stained the dust beneath her. Kojo found her by the river. What happened? The world happened, she whispered. He held her tightly as she cried into his chest. Ama Frema, he murmured, our love is beautiful. She shook her head. No, Kojo. Love is beautifully ugly at times, and we are learning the ugly part now. Kojo began writing Ama Frema letters, real, handwritten confessions filled with longing, hope, and fear. He slipped them to her through a trusted friend, Kwabena, the boy who worked at the grinding mill. Each letter made Ama Frema's heart bloom. She read them under her mosquito net each night, whispering the words like prayers. But one letter never reached her. Kwabena bumped into Madame Asore at the gate. She noticed the envelope, snatched it, and saw her son's handwriting. She opened it without shame. Ama Frema, I think of you more than I should. I don't know where this road leads, but I want you there with me. Madame Asore tore the letter cleanly in two. Then 4. Then 8. No son of mine will write poetry to poverty, she hissed. Ama Frema waited for a reply that never came. Days turned into weeks, and her heart sank deeper. She told herself he must be busy, or tired, or overwhelmed. But the truth lingered like smoke. When she finally saw him, he wasn't alone. A girl with glowing skin, straightened hair, and golden earrings walked beside him, city girl confidence shining in her every step. Ama Frema held her basket tightly. Kojo looked at her. She looked at him. And the silence between them felt louder than thunder. Her name was Na Ajali, and she was everything Ama Frema feared, polished, educated, wealthy, and chosen by Kojo's mother months ago. She smelled like imported perfumes Ama Frema could never name. Na wrapped her arm around Kojo's lightly as they passed. Who's that girl? Na asked. Kojo hesitated. A friend. And this is how you greet your friend? She teased, raising an eyebrow. Kojo didn't answer. Because any answer would break something. Ama Frema stood frozen, her heart pounding painfully. She forced a smile that didn't reach her eyes and whispered to herself, he found someone, beautiful. That night she burned all his letters except one, the first one. The flames rose like wounded spirits, and the ashes drifted upward like pieces of her heart. Kojo later sat alone in his room thinking of Ama Frema's face, the hurt behind her brave smile. He told himself he needed to move on. That it was for the best. That now was easier. But love doesn't obey convenience. It obeys truth. And his truth was still Ama Frema. Silence became Ama Frema's new companion. The market women stopped teasing her and began watching her instead, waiting for her to break. Each day she held herself together with pride stitched into her spine. She focused on her oranges. She helped her mother. She prayed. But heartbreak shows in the eyes before the lips confess. Meanwhile, Kojo struggled too. Na tried to distract him with outings, conversations, and her bright smile, but none of it reached his heart. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw Ama Frema standing barefoot under the mango tree, sunlight in her smile and dust on her feet. Kojo, Na said one afternoon, frustrated, you are in two places. Choose one. He didn't answer. Because he already knew his choice scared him. Ama Frema began healing slowly. Her silence grew thicker but stronger, like a wound forming new skin. She reminded herself. Love doesn't kill you. It teaches you how to live again. Still, somewhere inside, a small ember of him refused to die. Every year, Adamasa hosted the Kenti Festival, a night of drums, fire, dancing, and ancestral pride. Ama Frema didn't plan to go. But her mother insisted, pain shouldn't keep you hidden. Go and remind the world you are alive. She wrapped herself in a simple blue and yellow kenti and tied her hair with a cloth. She looked modest, but beautiful in a quiet, unforgettable way. Kojo arrived with Na, wearing a royal kent that made him look even more out of reach. The entire village watched them, the perfect pair. Until Kojo saw Ama Frema. Their eyes locked. Her breath caught. His heart stumbled. Na noticed instantly. Who is she? Kojo whispered. Someone I wronged. The festival drums rolled like thunder as torches lined the night sky. Suddenly, a fierce storm swept through the grounds, scattering stalls and extinguishing flames. Frema's oranges spilled across the mud. Without thinking, Kojo ran to her. I've got you, he said, picking up the fruits with trembling hands. Rain poured. People fled. But in the storm, Frema and Kojo found themselves standing alone, hearts exposed, soaked, trembling. Frema, Kojo breathed through the rain. Why did you leave me? She stared at him, hurt blazing behind her eyes. I didn't leave. You disappeared. That's not true. Then where were your letters? Your words? Your courage?